Why India choose the Rafale jets of France rather than the F-21 jets being offered by the US? The state-of-the-art Rafale jets are expected to bolster India's air power, and it is also an important military acquisition by the Indian Armed Forces in recent times. India previously ordered 36 Rafales as part of an earlier fighter tender, with 36 aircraft already on order and the infrastructure in place for an additional 36. A case could certainly be made that training, basing and sustainment costs for additional aircraft would not be an impossible burden. The state-of-the-art Rafale jets are scheduled to arrive at the Ambala Air Base on the 29th of July. Ambala Air Base will be the home of the first Rafale squadron of the Indian Air Force. Given the country's well-publicized security scenario and the possibility of a "two-front threat of combined Pakistani and Chinese air action to the west and northeast," is 42 fighter squadrons. This is according to the journalist Angad Singh. In 2019, the Indian Air Force maintains just 30 fighter squadrons. The units operate, among other plane types, 244 1960s vintage MiG-21s and 84 MiG-27s that are only slightly younger. The MiG-21s, in particular, are accident prone. Since the first of 874 MiG-21s entered Indian service in 1963, around 490 have crashed, killing around 200 pilots. But the MiG-21s remain active. On February 26, 2019, Indian planes crossed the line of control at India's border with Pakistan and bombed what New Delhi described as a terrorist training camp near Balakot. Now New Delhi wants to spend around $18 billion acquiring 110 new fighters to replace the old MiGs. The new planes would fly alongside European-designed Jaguars, French Mirage 2000s and Rafales, Russian MiG-29s and Su-30s, and made in India Tejas fighter in what Lockheed described as the world's largest fighter aircraft ecosystem. For the purposes of Lockheed's marketing campaign, the F-21 is a new fighter, although it shares many of its major features with the F-16V, which the company has sold to Bahrain, Greece, Slovakia, South Korea and Taiwan. Lockheed can build new F-16Vs or upgrade older F-16s to the V standard. Lockheed initially implied India could follow an acquisition of F-21s with a separate purchase of the company's F-35 stealth fighters. The F-21 has common components, and learning from Lockheed Martin's 5th generation F-22 and F-35, and will share a common supply chain on a variety of components, Lockheed stated on its website on the morning of February 20th, 2019. But there are many reasons for India to choose Dassault Rafale over F-21. Rafale is a multi-role 4th generation aircraft. It will serve as India's frontline fighter along with Su-30s. Though its service life is 4,000 hours shorter than the latter, Rafale was chosen as the lowest bidder, based on life cycle cost, which is a combination of cost of acquisition, operating cost over a duration of 40 years and cost of transfer of technology. But just like the F-16s, the Rafale are war-proven multi-role fighters in conflict zones. It is being operated by Qatar and Egyptian Air Force outside of Europe, and many are willing to use it. After orientation, it will serve as India's frontline fighter along with Su-30s. Another reason is that the F-21 is just a conceptual fighter based on the F-16 Block 70 jet. It's still on paper designed for the India Air Force by Lockheed Martin. Meaning to say, Lockheed Martin haven't made a single F-21 yet.